गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन
यमुनतीरावनचारी
यमुनतीरावनचारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद गुरुदेव श्रीपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद गुरुदेव श्रीपाद
जय गुरु महाराज शिला श्रीपाद की जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गौरनिताय की जय श्री गोपाल की जय श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्णचंद्र की जय 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 श्री श्री राधा माधव की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये
ततो जयमुदीरये
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4, Text number 44. Sri Yudhishthira Uvacha
श्री युधिष्ठिर उवाच
Devarshayetad Ichchamo
देवर्षयेदइच्छामो
Veditum tava suvrata
Veditum tava subrata.
yad atmajaya suddhaya
Yadatmajaya suddhaya.
pitadat sadavehi agham.
Pitadat sadavehi agam.
Maharaj Yudhishthira said, O best of the saints among the demigods, O best of spiritual leaders, how did Hiranyakashipu give so much trouble to Prahlad Maharaj, the pure and exalted saint, although Prahlad was his own son? I wish to know about this subject from you. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Asha, please repeat. Maharaj Yudhishthira said,
Maharaj Yudhishthir said,
O best of the saints.
O best of the saints.
Everybody can repeat, whoever can repeat in a situation. O best of the saints.
O best of the
O
saints.
best of the saints.
Among the demigods.
Among the
Among the
demigods.
demigods.
O best of spiritual leaders.
O best of
Best of
spiritual leaders.
spiritual leaders.
How did Hiranyakashipu
How did Hiranyakashipu
Hiranyakashipu
give so much trouble
give so much trouble
much troubles
to Prahlad Maharaj,
to
to
Prahlad
Prahlad
Maharaj,
Maharaj,
the pure and exalted saint?
a pure and
the pure
exalted
and
saint?
exalted.
Although Prahlad was his own son,
Although Prahlad
Prahlad was his own son.
I wish to know about this
I wish to know
About this
subject from you.
this subject from you.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. To know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the characteristics of His pure devotee, one must inquire from authorities like Devarshi Narada. One cannot inquire about transcendental subject matters from a layman. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:25-25, Satam prasangan mama virya samvidho bhavanti hrutkarna rasayanaha kataha. Only by association with the devotees can one authoritatively understand the position of the Lord and his devotees. A devotee like Narada Muni is addressed as Suvrata. Su means good, Vrata means vow. The word Suvrata refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world, which is always bad. One cannot understand anything spiritual from a materialistic scholar, puffed up with academic knowledge. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 1855, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. One must try to understand Krishna by devotional service and from a devotee. Therefore, Yudhishthira Maharaj was quite right in wanting to learn further about Prahlad Maharaj from Sri Narada Muni. Text number 45. Putran vipratikulan swan pitraha putravatsalaha upalabhante sikshardham naivagham aparo yatha. A father and a mother are always affectionate to their children. When the children are disobedient, the parents chastise them, not due to enmity, but only for the child's instruction and welfare. How did Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlad Maharaj, chastise such a noble son? This is what I am eager to know. Please repeat. A father and mother
A father and mother
are always affectionate
are always affectionate
to their children.
to their children.
When the children are disobedient,
When the children are disobedient,
the parents chastise them,
the parents chastise them,
not due to enmity,
not due to enmity,
but only for child's instruction
but only for the child's instruction
and welfare.
and welfare.
How did Hiranyakashipu,
How did Hiranyakashipu,
the father of Prahlad Maharaj,
the father of Prahlad Maharaj,
chastise such a noble son?
chastise such a noble son?
This is what I am eager to know.
This is what I am eager to know.
Text number 46. Kim utanuvasam sadhum tadrishan guru devatan etad kutuhalam brahman asmakam vidhama prabho pituhu putraya yadvesho marnaya prayojitaha. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir's father inquired, how was it possible for a father to be so violent toward an exalted son who was obedient, well behaved, and respectful to his father? O Brahmana, O master, I have never heard of such contradiction as an affectionate father punishing his noble son with the intention of killing him. Kindly dissipate our doubts in this regard. Purport by Hidayanga Srila Prabhupada. Okay, you have to report, right? Maharaj Yudhishthir further inquired,
Maharaj Yudhishthir further inquired,
how was it possible
how was it possible
for a father
a father
to be so violent
to be so violent
toward an exalted son
toward an exalted son
who was obedient,
who was obedient,
well behaved,
well behaved,
and respectful to his father?
and respectful to his father?
O Brahmana,
O Brahmana,
O master,
O master,
I have never heard
I have never heard
of such a contradiction
of such a contradiction
as an affectionate father's punishing
as an affectionate father punishing
his noble son
his noble son
with the intention
with the intention
of killing him.
of killing him.
Kindly dissipate
Kindly dissipate
our doubts
our doubts
in this regard.
in this regard.
Purport. In the history of human society, an affectionate father is rarely found to chastise a noble and devoted son. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira wanted Narada Muni to dissipate his doubt. Thus end Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Hiranyakasipu Terrorizes the Universe. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmenitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarupa Damodara Swami Niti Namine. Namaha Sadbhakta Manaye Manipurudbhavaya Cha Prabhupada Satvani Prachara Niratayate. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So there are very surprising things here and many hints to also understand, or many hints for us to not agitate our superiors, father, mother, teacher. So 44. How did Hiranyakashipu give so much trouble to Prahlad Maharaj, the pure and exalted saint, although Prahlad was his own son? I wish to know about this subject from you. So here Srila Prabhupada is explaining how such subject matters, especially spiritual matters, should be understood from authorities like Devarshi Narada. Especially to know about the personality of Godhead and the characteristics of his pure devotee. And that's what this Srimad Bhagavatam is all about. Srimad Bhagavatam is about knowing Supreme Personality of Godhead and the characteristics of his pure devotees. By learning such characteristics, we can practically see and imbibe in our own character at least 1% of them. 1% is very reasonable proposal. So that is our good beginning, 1%. But we want to go all the way and become eligible to live with in such association. If you want to live with Supreme Personality of Godhead, with the pure devotees, we have to also acquire those qualities. Then only we will be comfortable in the association. Otherwise, we won't be comfortable. We will feel very uncomfortable. So, those who feel uncomfortable in the association of the personality of Godhead and the pure devotees, for them is this vast material world, innumerable universes, innumerable living entities. So, they would not feel very comfortable in the association of the pure devotees because of the impurities, because of impure intentions and impure habits and impure platform of happiness. So therefore, this world is there and there are so many lucrative posts here. So we can compete with other people who are similarly minded to lord over the material nature. So Hiranyakasipu is epitome of such endeavor. So therefore, in order to understand the personality of Godhead and the characteristics of a pure devotee, so our endeavor is to become a pure devotee, not to get stuck somewhere as a beginner devotee, okay devotee, and good devotee. We have to slowly become all the way and become free from this material contamination. So Hiranyakashipu epitomizes the highest material contamination. So the material contamination is basically the wrong platform of happiness. Is a material happiness. So because living entity by nature is happy, constitutional position, so therefore wherever we put it, it tries to search for happiness. So therefore, in absence of the Lord and the pure devotees, what is left is only a wrong platform of happiness, because we have no idea that we can be happy by service, by devotional service. We only know how to be happy by taking. We only know how to be happy by becoming something. But we have no idea about happiness of giving up. So the pure devotees, they teach us the happiness by their own example, by giving up the material attachments. And Prahlad Maharaj in the coming chapters, he explains these material attachments and how one gets bounded in a web of relationships, temporary relationships, non-existent, simply to time pass this human form of life. So only pure devotees we can understand by seeing their service and by seeing their happiness. Yes, we can be happy. Otherwise, we can be happy in devotional service. So here, Narada Muni is addressed as Subrata. Subrata refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world. Su means good, Brata means vow, one who keeps his vows. So who can keep his vows? One who has nothing to do with the material world. So Narada Muni is a perfect example. He has no material entanglements. So therefore, one time he had desire to know how actually people get into Maya. Very surprising for him. For us, it is very surprising how one is not in Maya. So therefore, even pure devotees we suspect, so they must be, they're not possible. There must be something is there. So because we are fully lost in Maya, we think also pure devotees are also must be lost in Maya. So they must be just covering up. So similarly, Narada Muni had a doubt because he's not he's not in the Maya. So he is very surprised how people actually get into Maya and what do they get in this Maya. Just like we don't know what the devotees, pure devotees get by giving up everything. They give up their family, they give up their everything, their money, their position, but they appear to be very, very happy. So similarly, Narada Muni is very surprised that what is there in this Maya that people get into it and they get happiness. Like sometimes we also wonder, for those who are drinking, what happiness they are getting in this drinking where you forget you don't know how to discriminate. And they do so many abominable things after drinking. And they get a lot of happiness from there. So we also have some experience, but we don't have experience of out of being Maya. So therefore, Narada Muni has requested, my Lord, if you wish, I would love to know how actually our Maya works. So the Lord said, okay, I will explain you. You please go and get some glass of water from nearby village. I am a little thirsty. So Narada Muni goes to a nearby village and knocks the door for asking a glass of water. Then a very beautiful lady opens the door. So beautiful that he forgets what he came for. He forgets that I came here for a glass of water for the Lord. So therefore, he completely gets lost in the beauty of the woman or girl, and he forgets his duty or his seva, what he came for. Then he slowly start residing there and slowly gets married and he has children and so many things. And then finally one day there is a big flood. In the big flood, this whole village is being drowned. Slowly the water level is increasing and and everybody is drowning and he's trying to protect his children. He could not. So there's so much pain. He's trying to protect his wife. He could not. Again, there is so much wife. And finally, the water level has come so high that even he could not save himself. And so therefore, that time he cried, Then Krishna touched him. Then Narada Muni came back to consciousness. He's still there with Krishna only. So Krishna smiled and asked Narada Muni, what has happened? So Narada Muni said, now I understand how your Maya works. So the Maya works with this beautiful form of a woman. It is my ultimate Maya. So when I enter into that relationship, then slowly the web of Maya increases. The relationships increase, and there is children, there is house, there is friends, there are mama, there is so many relatives. Life looks very nice until one day something strikes. So this is called raga and bhaya. So this is the nature of material relationship. So same for woman, man, woman. Idea is same, but in scripture mostly it is talked about in the perspective to addressing to men. But woman can also apply to them in the other way, vice versa. So this is at most nobody can deny that attraction, and that slowly increases our web of attachments, and we take it that as reality, that as our aham ameti, me and my family, my relationships, my this, my that. So from Krishna family, like Narada Muni, from Krishna family he entered into his own family. So similarly, we also enter in our own family, and that becomes our true reality. As far as Guru, Krishna, they become little bit concepts, theoretical. Guru is at least we can see, but Krishna appears very theoretical, or very maybe there, may not be there. Let me enjoy whatever I have now. This is the biggest Maya. This is the biggest Maya. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj also speaks about this, how our mind gets absorbed in the thoughts of family affairs. So it's not possible to come out this false identity and identify oneself with Krishna. But that the pure devotees like Narada Muni he can teach. And if you see, Narada Muni is teaching in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is a endeavor to somehow take out detach person from family life and dedicate to Krishna, because it becomes very impossible in the family life to prioritize Krishna. So, but if you see devotees like Narada Muni, you can see how happy they are, because they have nothing to do with Suvrata, and nothing to do with this material world, because they are Suvrata. Like even an honest officer, sometimes, because of the family pressures, he sometimes had to, sometimes he takes to unwanted means, not very pleasant means. So that is the obligation or pressure of the family life, that and also other material life, other things, that one becomes obliged because of accepting a false relationship as real. So much real that even at the time of retirement, having to do, one doesn't leave. One somehow sticks to his family and try to do adjust Krishna's seva. So it is so strong. But with the association of devotees like Narada Muni, one can overcome this temporary. So Narada Muni is Subrata because he has nothing to do with the material world. So he has no compulsions from any material compulsions. Only who doesn't have material compulsions, he can keep his vrata, his good vrata. So Narada Muni and devotees like Narada Muni, pure devotees like Narada Muni, we see Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and after that also they continue. We should only have eyes to open and see, because pure devotees are always there in the parampara. So because again, to see the pure devotee also, again, these material things come in between. Like Hiranyakashipu, he is unable to see the exalted position of his own son, because his material things are coming in between, compelling him, making him blind. Even knowingly also, after some time he sees he is unable to kill him, but still he is unable to control his desire. So this materialistic Subrata, we can keep our vrata, Subrata, vrata vows to Guru and Krishna only if we free ourselves from this material world. So this material world we can free by detaching whatever is related to this body. So it's practical. By practically detaching, we can practically realize. Theoretically detaching, we will only realize theoretically. So we have to learn from Suvrata devotees like Narada Muni and from their teachings. One cannot understand anything spiritual from a materialistic scholar puffed up with academic knowledge. Yeah, there are so many academic people trying to interpret the scriptures, but because their material obligations are not overcome, they cannot understand anything spiritual even from the scriptures. Because they only look for that which will help them to continue the material attachments. So therefore, only bhaktya mam abhijananti, only by devotion to a Suvrata devotee like Narada Muni, a Suvrata devotee like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Shripad, one can enter into the mysteries of transcendental knowledge, transcendental bliss and happiness. And these material things are so deep, right? That they don't care for even the most close relations. Like here, Prahlad Maharaj is the son of Hiranyakashipu, but he is unable to spare even his son. It becomes strong desire. Dhyayato Vishyan Pumshas. So therefore, this material contemplation is the root cause. So the material, what is Hiranyakashipu's material contemplation? To be the head, topmost person in the universe. Almost. So therefore, this whatever when this dhyana becomes very, very strong, whatever comes in between, the more the attachment increases. Sangasteshobhajayate. The attachment increases. The more the attachment increases on this dhyana, and this dhyana, material dhyana, obtaining these material things. So therefore, accordingly, he will become mad. So in one sense, Hiranyakashipu is mad. He's so mad, one becomes mad. Sanjayate kama, kama krodho vijayate, krodhot bhavati sammohaha. Sammohat smriti bhramsha buddhi nasho. So his all intelligence is lost. So therefore, he loses all discrimination. So therefore, we should learn to not meditate on these material things, on the material achievements, and especially in devotional atmosphere, we should be trained to see these material things even in the devotional atmosphere. Like our Subrat Prabhu used to say, in the name of God. So many things are going on in the name of God. So Paramahamsa devotees can see these things, distinguish these things. So one who gets trained, so he will also be freed from those unwanted things in the name of God. And here it is mentioned that Prahlad Maharaj was very obedient and well behaved to his father. Still, why he became very violent towards his son, which means if one remains well behaved and obedient and respectful to his father, to his guru or the superiors, generally it won't be, there won't be any difficulty. But the difficulty start when we start behaving strange, being disrespectful and being disobedient. So these are the root causes of our distraction from the path to pure devotion. So these things we must cultivate. If you want to cultivate these things, it comes in direct clash with our aspirations in devotional atmosphere, material aspirations in the devotional atmosphere. There is a direct clash between our aspirations and being obedient, well-behaving and being respectful. So this is a clash of our, we can say, titans, material titan and spiritual titan. One side we are trying to be spiritual, but on the other side, these are coming in clash. There is a conflict of interest. But one who is able to embrace being obedient, well-behaved, and being respectful, then he will be blessed with pure devotion in due course of time. So therefore, sacrifice is necessary. Sacrifice for our own benefit, not for anybody's benefit. We have to sacrifice our material aspirations. Then only we can spiritually progress. The more we try to satisfy material aspirations, we only progress materially. But if you want to progress spiritually, we must sacrifice the material aspirations, even in devotional atmosphere. So therefore, this is a hint for us that if we keep these three things together in our heart, try to cultivate, right somewhere, obedient, well-behaved and respectful to our superiors, then things will be harmonious, and that will help us to work upon ourselves, work upon our own aspirations. So therefore, we don't become another Hiranyakasipu. May not be like Hiranyakasipu exactly, but the spirit is there. The spirit of Hiranyakasipu is there. We fail to understand the pure devotees. We fail to understand, follow the pure devotees. So that is the biggest loss. So therefore, we can be called as penny wise, pound foolish. So fight for the material things. They're like a penny. They cannot even be compared Tulayama lavena apina swargam na punarbhavam. Bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kimutasisha. So they cannot even be compared. They cannot be compared with the association of the associates of the Lord. So not even penny means we are penny wise or nothing wise, you can say. And it cannot be compared. What it is zero, like zero wise and found foolish. We are only contemplating what I am going to get, material things, but I am not able to see what I am losing spiritually. So therefore we are zero wise and found foolish. But if we are able to somehow adjust, overcome these propensities, then we can enter into the transcendental happiness by the association and guidance of Suvrata devotees like Narada Muni, who have nothing to do with material things. Because those who have material obligations, they will be forced to break their vratas. Vratas means to act for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, but to continue to act for one's own pleasure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So any questions, kindly come forward.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for this nice and practically useful class. If anyone is having any question, please raise your hand and ask His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj, we have 3 questions already. Yes, Ritvik, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, Maharaj. Like, while Prahlad Maharaj is tolerating all these troubles, so what is his motivation behind this? Like, why he is tolerating? He can leave that place and go away, but
Because I think this we have discussed some time ago. For tolerating a devotee, because it is his duty to tolerate. Son should tolerate the father. Student should tolerate the teacher. Right? These are our common sense. Not a very pure devotion. It is very, in Indian culture, these are very, very ordinary things. So even on a social custom platform, it is expected to tolerate the father. But on top of that, there are so many other things that Prahlad Maharaj was dependent on Krishna. He's always seeing Krishna and seeing things as arrangement of Krishna. Right? Isn't it an arrangement of Krishna to put Prahlad Maharaj and as a son of Prahlad Hiranyakashipu? And if it is arrangement of the Lord, why should I resist? Similarly, in our life also, there is a natural arrangement, how we are under somebody. So we should try to tolerate, taking it as an arrangement of the Lord. There is some purpose. So, but when we forget Krishna, then things become very, very intolerant. So then on, we only try to blame whoever is, we think is not well behaving towards us. But here it is said, the parents, they chastise their children because they want to improve the son. Even if otherwise also we have to tolerate. That is Prahlad Maharaj example. We have to tolerate not only when you are wrong, you have to also tolerate when you are right. So, because that is the arrangement of the Lord. This is the arrangement of the Lord. So, a devotee accepts Yadricha Chopannam, whatever is arranged by the will of the providence. I accept. So, as you accept that position, as that position as an blessings of the Lord, then Lord will act for your welfare. Like for Prahlad Maharaj, Lord came personally. But if had Prahlad Maharaj would have taken the things in his own hands, maybe Narasimha would have not come. So again, it is zero wise and pound foolish. If you take things into your hands, uh, resisting the natural arrangement of the Lord and Guru and Krishna, then you can survive from that situation and make your own arrangements, separate arrangements. But you will lose that pound foolish, you lose that opportunity of being favored by Guru and Krishna. So this is another reason. So Krishna is protecting me. Nobody can do anything to me. Right? Sharanagati. One of the principles of Sharanagati is that Krishna is protecting me. Nobody can do anything to me. Whatever they would like, they may try. So therefore, one continues to tolerate and continues to accept the position. And because he is Suvarta devotee and he has nothing to do with material things, Prahlad Maharaj has nothing material to fight for. We have so many material things to fight for. Right? Prahlad Maharaj he has nothing to fight for. Narasimha came and he wanted to offer so many benedictions, and Prahlad Maharaj was not so interested. Even they are offered by the Lord. So he has nothing to do with material. Material things means Sitoshna Sukha Dukkada. Sometimes atmosphere is convenient, sometimes not. Sometimes people are favorable, sometimes people are not favorable. Tantitikshava Bharata. That we have to tolerate. Then Krishna will make sure we are comfortable. Krishna will take it upon himself. Otherwise, you are dependent on yourself, you are making your own arrangements. Okay, be blessed with your efforts. So, Prahlad Maharaj chose to depend on the Lord and is confident that Krishna will protect him. Until we depend on the Lord, we cannot see the arrangement of the Lord. Had Prahlad Maharaj ran away in the first instance, when he is thrown off from the mountain, you would have not seen the Lord catching him when he is thrown from the peak. You would have not embraced the Lord. You would have not seen the Lord. So therefore, as long as we struggle ourselves to fight for the material things for us, we will not see such an embrace from the Lord. But you accept whatever natural arrangement of the Lord, then you will see the embrace of the Lord. Then you will say, I want these tribulations more because I get the embrace of the Lord. I want to tolerate the penny because I get the pound. So we have to be penny foolish and pound wise. What is penny foolish? Is to tolerate the material things. Pound wise, what we get the embrace of the Lord, blessings of the Lord. Then this penny also becomes wise. It may appear foolish for people. Sometimes, oh, why did you give it up? Why did this? Maharaj, why did you leave this place? You would have been there. So, that is also wise. Because Krishna will personally protect. So those who are dependent on the Krishna. That is the difference between devotees and other paths also. The devotees, they are fully dependent on the Lord. On the other paths, people are dependent mostly. They are trying to achieve transcendence, but the means are their own efforts. The devotional service at the very core is to depend on the Lord. So this dependence on the Lord should be learned. We should cultivate. Cultivation means this is the cultivation. Cultivation is not increasing the numbers by following some process which is already tried and tested, and cultivation means cultivating these qualities, teaching people how to depend on the Lord, how to remain detached from material things, money, followers, positions. These are things to be cultivated. Cultivation. If you can make one person like that, then life is successful. Srila Prabhupada, right, writing in Bhagavatam in the beginning, if one person becomes a pure devotee by reading this Bhagavatam, then my mission is successful. So, at least we must try in that direction. If you try in that direction, some people will turn up. If you don't even try, then it is not possible, difficult. So, Prahlad Maharaj is tolerating because it's the arrangement of the Lord, and by depending on the Lord, he will get the embrace of the Lord. And one more thing is there, that without difficulties, without undergoing difficulties, we don't experience the love, right? Like you get a good, you get very close friend, or we go to home, right? Your mother orders you food from the hotel and serve you. Our mother takes trouble to cook for you out of love. So there is a difference between the both. So because your mother has love for you, her taking troubles to cook gives immense pleasure. So that is how the dynamics of bhakti, which is also love for the Lord, works. When you take difficulties out of love for the Lord, you make progress leaps and bounds. You experience the love when you take difficulties. Your mother experiences love when she cooks for you, not when she orders from the restaurant. There also there is some love because you need to eat, you order from the restaurant. That is also love, but that is not the best. The best is cooking and feeding the baby. So that cannot be compared with ordering outside and feeding. It's completely different things. One is being comfortable. So therefore, love means not from the comfort, not functioning from the comfort zone. Love means to enter into the difficult zone and take it out of pleasure. It gives pleasure. When the spirit is devotion, difficulties will give pleasure. When the spirit is material aspirations, the difficulties give us pain. So the same things give pain or pleasure depending on our spirit of devotion or spirit of material aspirations. So this is the opportunity for us to embrace the transcendental bliss, right? Once Sripad Maharaj or Rajendra Maharaj has already spoken about this. He came with so much pain that is intolerable that he could not even go to home from our airport. It's only just 5 minutes. We had to directly go to the hospital. Guru Maharaj came with so much pain. So Rajendra Maharaj asked, Guru Maharaj, why you need to take so much pain to do these things? Is it necessary to take these pains? So Guru Maharaj says, this pain is not pain, the pain is pleasure. So even in the painful situation, You are able to serve your beloved. He's giving you an opportunity to serve. That is a great, it is called Brahmananda. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. So it gives more that when the difficulty is more, the Premananda becomes multiplies 100,000 folds. But we have to still taste that nectar. We are still tasting the poison and thinking it is nectar. Even when we are presented the real nectar, we are still embracing the poison and thinking it is nectar. So, Prahlad Maharaj is an example. For us, it is arrangement of the Lord to give us teaching. It is arrangement of the Lord to put Prahlad Maharaj as the son of Hiranyakashipu so that we can learn. We can learn to tolerate. We can learn to be obedient. We can learn to be respectful. We can learn to be well behaved even when provoked in that way. That is possible only if you are grounded in devotion, Sharanagati. So Prahlad Maharaj is come to teach us Sharanagati, how to depend on the Lord. So this is for us. To kill Hiranyakashipu for the Lord is nothing. In just a moment he can just kill Hiranyakashipu. But to teach us Sharanagati, to teach us spirit of devotion, an example, Prahlad Maharaj is there. And Lord has shown us when he appeared also he offered material boons. Why? So that we can also learn. He offered even liberation to show that we should be more interested to serve Guru than even aspiring for liberation. That is Prahlad Maharaj. We'll see in the coming chapters. So Prahlad Maharaj staying there, for us it appears like very painful situation. But for Prahlad Maharaj is Premananda. E to the power of Premananda. Because the Lord is dependent, is the spirit of devotion to the Lord. That is what we have to cultivate. So if you cultivate that spirit, there is wonderful atmosphere, wonderful harmony. But otherwise, material aspirations, it will be like cats and dogs fight, even in the spiritual, devotional atmosphere. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much. Yeah, Ritvik, do you have anything to say? Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Is it now clear, understood, Prabhuji?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
So you want to difficulties, you want comfortable position.
Difficulties.
That you are saying, when difficulties really come, we will see. When somebody trying to take your position, how you will react, we will see.
Please bless me, Maharaj.
Or when we put you under your junior to work under him, we will see how you will react.
Okay, Maharaj. Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Maharaj,
Okay,
we have one more question by Jagadishwar. Jagadishwar, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanavad Pranam. My question is from not this context. Like how the karma is calculated for animals. Like as a human beings, we have consciousness or a capacity to think what is correct or what is wrong. But animals, they doesn't have this consciousness or capacity to think what is correct or wrong. So how the karma is calculated for them, for animals?
Animals do not create any new karma. They only spend their karma, what they did in the human form of life, mostly. So therefore a tiger is eating because of its karma, and a deer is being eaten also because of karma. Earlier karma. So both are burning their karma. So their desire, out of their desire and activity in the human form of life, they are burning their karma. So that's why the human, other than the human species, all other species, their promotion to next species is automatic. Only if they get some touch of a pure devotee, or if they somehow engage in the Krishna service, they get immediately human form of life. Means their karma is burned to ashes by engaging in the Krishna service. So when you offer rice, you know that the number of plants involved in that rice, they all will become human beings. Similarly, when you offer milk, you know that cow will become human being. Anyway, cow anyway becomes human being next life. Yeah. So animals don't create karma because they are only burning their karma. So depending on how great bad karma we do, we go down in the abominable species. Right? Krishna speaks in the divine and demonic natures. I cast them in the abominable species. So depending on how great our bad karma is, that much we sink in the ladder of biodiversity well. Yeah, so animals don't create karma. No karma for them. So when the dog bites us, there is no karma for the dog. Rather, it acts according to its nature, 3 modes. But in the human form of life, we are given the intelligence to transcend the modes. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do, what we discussed in today's class. That's what we should do, we can do in this human form of life. That is a whole and soul purpose. Instead, we also try to become strong and overcome others to obtain some strong position. That is animalistic behavior, not human behavior. Human being means that Brahma Sukham Anantam. Should derive happiness by devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, in between we have seen our Achyut Prabhu hand has raised. So if Achyut Prabhu is having still a question, maybe Prabhuji can ask. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please. Okay. Yeah, Maharaji, we have no further questions.
No, Achyut Prabhu is trying to speak. Achyut
Okay.
Prabhu, but can you speak with this mobile? There's a problem.
Okay. Echo is coming, maybe 2 devices are there. Yeah.
He's saying he'll ask later sometime. Later.
Okay. Our Maharaj is there today by anything or any other devotees wants to add anything. Can also add. Maharaj is not.
Hare Krishna Swamiji.
Maharaj, your name is not visible, but your voice is there. Your
Yeah. Classic, whenever you speak Maharaj, the concept becomes very, very clear. You know, it's like black and white. Your class is more black and white than anyone else's.
black and white. Hare Krishna.
There's no gray area here or there. You know, it's very clear cut. So that's very, very gratifying. that one should be very clear in one's conscience and what he is up to. You raise the up to point where it should be. Oh, that's very wonderful. Prahlad Maharaj, the example you gave was so spot on, that Hiranyakashipu could be taken care of by the Lord just by his blinking the eye. We wouldn't see the glory of Prahlad Maharaj. So everybody's playing a role in the act with the Lord. They are all liberated. They are all liberated associates of the Lord, playing the role for our benefit. The whole Vedic literature, the focus is exclusively on the human species. It's possible only in human species that Krishna can be connected, and still so much struggle. But Krishna is infallibly continuing this Srishti Leela, and and only us living entities will have to exhaust our determination to remain stuck here. So Krishna will, because he Achyuta, his mission will remain Achyuta, and the provision for our coming out of this entanglement would be always there. We are not eternally condemned. Like some religious groups say, if you don't accept this, you are eternally going to hell. So there is no eternal hell in Krishna's arrangement. But enough is enough. One day one will have to stay. I have strived here to be happy long enough, and it is not necessary to take another chance. We have taken enough chances. We cannot even count how many. Definitely, this platform given to us by our predecessors, and Mahaprabhu has appeared in our age. Dhanya Kali Yuga Chaitanya Avatar. So the message of Bhagavatam is spoken by you in very clear black and white thing. It's a straight shot. We cannot afford to linger on or take for granted. There's no question of taking for granted, because we have to act. We have to act as is required. Prahlad Maharaj's example, as we are discussing, is amazing, that his determination to remain sheltered at the lotus feet of the Lord. And whenever I think of Prahlad Maharaj, one thing reminds, his absolute faith in Krishna's protection. Krishna is always in full control. So if one understands that Krishna is always in full control, always, why should I worry more than I should? The whole idea is, if Krishna allows something to happen to me, I can use my intelligence to do the needful, but still, if something happens to me, means that means Krishna let it happen. I should see it also as a mercy ultimately, because ultimately this duality or does not exist. Duality is only in the conditioned state of our existence. When one perceives Krishna's rule in every time and space, then one can become like Prahlad Maharaj. Can you imagine Prahlad Maharaj telling his father, he's asking, where do you get all this strength? She says, Prahlad Maharaj says, the same source where you get your strength. I get the strength from the same source. So it was really baffling Hiranyakashipu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaji. And if we see, Prahlad Maharaj's teachings are exactly Narada Muni's teachings. And he says, Yan Maithunadi Gruhamedi Sukham hi tuchham. So these things should be taught in the school from the very beginning. But when they grow up, if they want to, they can enter. But at least this knowledge should be given to fully take to fully surrender, fully dedicate oneself to Krishna. And Prahlad Maharaj had to enter only because he has to oblige Narasimhadev. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all for joining. And we are not seeing any hands raised, so we are assuming nobody wants to speak. If anybody wants to speak, this is the opportunity, last opportunity to add anything. Otherwise, we are closing for the day.
Lately, our BI format has become very liberal.
Yes, Maharaj, by your blessings.
No. Big credit goes to our Sanatan Goswami. Because Sanatan Goswami, by very name, is very strict, correct? But he has become liberal, so that's good.
Hare Krishna, Maharajji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
We got a message in this Bhagavatam BI group that I think, if I'm not wrong, today is the appearance day of His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj. I asked one devotee also here in Zoom. Anyways, Maharaj, please bless us.
Yes, Maharaj. If it is so, we are all blessed.
I'm begging.
We are indebted to this day.
This is I'm on the receiving end, correct?
Yes, Maharaj.
So please, you all bless us.
So why Vaishnavas celebrate birthdays? Because we celebrate having Tulayamala Venapi na Swargam na Punarbhavam Bhagavad Sangi Sangasya Matyanam Kimutasishaha. I cannot compare even heaven or liberation with the association of the pure devotee of the Lord. So therefore, Vaishnavas celebrate the Vaishnava appearance, Acharyas, and Vaishnava appearance day because they got this great gift for us. Thank you, Maharaji, your wisdom and association and guidance. We are very, very grateful to you.
So are us grateful to the whole format here of Bhagavad discussion. Great arrangement. And it's wonderful, see the progress. And I'm explaining. We had 8:30, correct? About just 1 or 2 years ago. We promoted to 8, now 7:30. When it happened, I was so happy.
Just for you, Maharaji. This is a gift.
No.
We gave ourselves.
We
have your holiness on the class.
The whole idea is that standard given was 8 p.m. like in ISKCON, correct? But BI is the cream of ISKCON. So we have to be half an hour ahead at least. That was very good.
Whatever, we are very flexible, whatever works out and whatever is best for everybody. And we can release Srimad Bhagavatam.
Flexible with improvement.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, can I take few minutes to glorify Maharaji?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we are very fortunate to have the presence of Maharaji. Maharaji's audience is always very inspiring because Maharaji is very open-hearted, very open-minded, broad-minded, and I really am very much touched whenever Maharaji would ask in his Bhagavatam class, "Where is Shrikant Prabhu?" So that is very inspiring, and very encouraging, and the open culture that Maharaji is. It's really our great fortune that we have got such sannyasis, and this BI Bhagavatam class and the BI itself is like a very good fulfilling package with such guides like our Maharajis and definitely our His Holiness Govind Maharaji. Please bless me. Hare Krishna.
So anyone else?
You have the.
Where is our
you
Mother
have the
Krishna Prabhu?
source.
Where is our Mother Krishna Prabhu?
Ramchandra Prabhu would like to say something.
Oh, acha, right. Shyamchandra Prabhu can also.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Sripad Maharaj, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I'm very fortunate to be present today. I'm attending after a gap of few days. I was in Rajamandal Yatra. So I'm so happy that, it also coincides with His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj's appearance day. I don't know how to say, but Maharaj is something very special and unique for all of us, because every time we associate with Maharaj, we get enrichment of spiritual knowledge, and his approach is very practical. Whenever I read this Bhagavad Gita sloka of Suradam Sarva Bhutanam, immediately I feel it is, Maharaj, really fits there, because he is always smiling and always friendly with everyone. And I always feel that he has only one agenda, that how to uplift, devotees, and out of genuine concern. It is not that he wants to, it's purely, he wants to really uplift whatever he knows, and he tries to uplift. And I'm really happy to be associated with him for several years now. And even once I remember in Vrindavan railway station, when this is before his sannyasi days, he had come to see off his sister, and that time myself and my wife, we were also there, and he gave us so much time that I was wondering that, okay, sister he has seen her off, but then yet he spent so much time with us. So there is a natural a bond which he I think develops with devotees, and I really, from a core of my heart, I always get enrichment whenever I associate with him, and I hope and pray that this association continues forever, and I continue to receive his enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. He is a reservoir of all the scriptures. Immediately, like we talk something, and he will say, refer this particular verse in this particular canto, and and he will tell also which verse we should memorize for our own benefit. So these are some of the excellent, I would say, qualities which have come out of sheer endeavor that he has put in over the years, and I really see him as a very, very, somebody whom I can look upon to for any type of problem, whether it's material or even spiritual, how to come out of those things. He is a real guide for all of us. So
Prabhuji,
thank
can
you
you
very
remove
much.
my spotlight so that speaker can be seen?
So I just wanted to thank Maharaj for giving us all this kind of wonderful association and guidance. And even when he calls and speaks, we don't know how the time goes by. Like suddenly we realize after conversation, oh my God, we have spoken for 1 hour, but it will seem as if we have spoken for only 10-15 minutes. But he'll give so many analogies and so many different things he will connect to ensure that the point is well understood on the other side. So I've really benefited from all those kind of association. So Maharaj, please continue to bless me and my family, especially my children also, and you're really loved by all of us at home. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Actually, you are raising my bar. I'm not there, but please bless me that I, even if I struggle to reach, I continue my struggle, because, of course, you are all very dear to our Guru Maharaj, and I did not, I could not serve His Divine Grace blemishlessly, as much as you have all served. I wish I could do much better. But His Divine Grace was very kind, as you have all experienced, we have experienced. And whatever you see, it's only His causeless mercy. Because I cannot claim to claim to be of anything mine. It's a fact. It is not a formality or exaggeration. Whatever I experience sometimes it's just only by sheer causeless mercy of Guru Maharaj. And all of you who have provided such wonderful atmosphere and association. I could not associate with my God brothers much during Guru Maharaj's time. But now Maharajas and BI are providing me a lot of opportunity, and I feel so enriched and so gratified. Yes, these days, and I see the very vibrant presence of Guru Maharaj in the association of you dedicated souls. Hare Krishna for your kindness and encouraging words. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your blessings, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Shyam Chandra Prabhu. Shyam Kishore Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा भक्ति स्वरूप गोविंद महाराज जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम महाराज, बहुत ही अच्छा दिन है, हमको तो पता भी नहीं था, अभी पता चला। I would like to speak in Hindi because I feel much easy to express in Hindi.
लेकिन ये नियम का व्यतिक्रम किसने किया?
कोई आपके बहुत ही चाहत, आपके बहुत ही प्रिय कोई किया होगा। तो महाराज मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, जैसे अभी पता चला है तो बहुत खुशी हुई मुझे। आपका तो फिजिकल संग तो अभी आप बहुत दूर है, फिजिकल संग तो नहीं है, लेकिन आप आ ही रहे, जल्दी आ रहे हैं व्यास पूजा में गुरु महाराज का। तो सबसे पहले तो बहुत अच्छा लगा, आपने भी जो श्याम चंद्र प्रभु ने जो व्यतीत किया, उसके बाद आपने जो जवाब दिया, ये जो आपका जो दैन्यता, आपका जो नम्रता, ये आपने एक्सप्रेस किया कि सब कुछ मेरे गुरुदेव का कृपा है करके मैं आज जो हूँ। तो ये एक सच्चा साधु का लक्षण हम देखते हैं, उनके आचरण, उनके व्यवहार, उनका बातचीत, उनका प्रवचन बहुत अच्छा लगा महाराज। तो कुछ बात मैं भी जो आपके साथ जितना संग हुआ, मैं कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ। तो पहली बात है महाराज, आपका जो ये जो फ्रेंडली नेचर, ये जो आप हर भक्त के साथ, छोटा हो बड़ा हो, उम्र में बच्चा हो या अपनी उम्र का या बूढ़े हो, इतना सुंदर से जो आप एक घुल मिल जाते हैं, जैसे लगता है कि हम एक परिवार में ही है। कोई महसूस नहीं होता है कि हम कोई सन्यासी से बात कर रहे हैं या फिर नहीं, कोई ऐसा। बहुत ही अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करना, हमारी बातें को बहुत ही इजी होता है। हमको कोई रिजर्वेशन नहीं लगता है कि हम कुछ पूछने के लिए हम हिचकिचाए। तो ये चीजें मुझे बहुत पसंद आया, बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। तो ये ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम एक श्रीपाद के परिवार में, ऐसा लग नहीं रहा है कि हम अपने माता पिता को छोड़ के आए हैं, अपने भाई बहन को छोड़ के आए हैं, ऐसा लगता नहीं है। बहुत अच्छा लगता है जो क्लोजनेस। और मैं ये भी बहुत प्रशंसा करूंगा महाराज के जो हमारे भागवत क्लास के अलावा जो आप जूम में ऑनलाइन क्लास करते हैं, जो प्रेम भक्त चंद्रिका या फिर और जो हमारे आचार्य की पुस्तक, वो भी बहुत सुंदर सुनते हैं। भगवान के लीला और भगवान के जो संदेश, इसको बहुत इसमें रियलाइजेशन, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद महाराज आपको, आपका इस अपीयरेंस डे में बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और हमारा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा।
देखो आप सब आगे हैं, हमारे यहाँ तो भी वो दिन हुआ नहीं, तो हम तो आपके एडवांसमेंट और आपका जो उत्साह है उससे ही उत्साहित हो रहे हैं।
धन्यवाद।
I request Mother Krishna Prabhu to share his expression. Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my apologies for not immediately responding because my screen has changed. I was trying to change the screen by the time it took some time, So my apologies for that one. It's a wonderful day today. We came to know about this wonderful appearance of our Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti Govind Maharaj. Maharaj has a greater role, and he has played also, and he is going to play a greater role. That's what it looks like, because he was the cause, I would say, for bringing in this Bhakti Swarup tradition within BI. We had Bhaktivedanta tradition and we have Bhakti Swarup tradition. So sometimes Maharaj is, actually is, I have seen, to the knowledge I have, I've seen very old photographs of Guru Maharaj where Maharaj is there somewhere at the background, very young, jubilant and, radiating looking personality. And he, sometimes Guru Maharaj hides certain devotees so that they can be used in the right place and the right time, So I think Maharaj is one such devotee whom Guru Maharaj hid, because somebody mentioned that, Maharaj is, Maharaj only mentioned that, I could not get much association of God brothers. But I think it was for a purpose that, he can be brought in at the right time when our Bhakti Swarup tradition has to start. And crossed the uncrossed boundaries to ensure that lineage of Srimad continues, the BA mission continues, and whatever needs to be done against all the so-called rules and regulations set forth by organizations, and taking what you call risk, personal risk, if others looks spiritual risk, then taking the spiritual risk also, he kind of did certain things which we all know. And today, because of such a step taken by Maharaj, we have our BI tradition, or I would have been happy if other sannyasis who have been initiated also carried this. In fact, when the first name was declared, we jumped actually. Wow, this is wonderful actually. This from Bhaktivedanta to Bhakti Swarupa tradition branch, very important branch is coming up. So we were like kind of not upset exactly, disappointed that when that was not continued further. So thank you, Maharaj, for giving that wonderful doing that wonderful seva of continuing this lineage of Srila Sripad and Bhakti Swarupa tradition in this BI. And see, BI, everybody thinks it is a science, nobody can understand. But if you see, the person from BI tradition only is sitting in Radhakunda, the topmost spiritually elevated place on this planet. So it also shows that it is not that it is only talking about science. It is talking about science, but it is also talking about the spiritual science. So the example is it's all in right in front of our eyes. And Maharaj also, it is so good to hear that Maharaj was born in the month of Kartik, and he is born in I don't know, Maharaj, but I assume that you are born in Vrindavan. So, because we know that you come from Vrindavan. So, or you have spent a lot of time in Vrindavan, you can clarify on that one. But as far as we are concerned, whenever your class is there, we are taken to Vrindavan. It's always the mood, it is, it's totally Vrindavan. You take us to Vrindavan. For it may be sometimes difficult for people from the scientific background freshly coming into our classes. What's happening, here? But definitely, you take us every time your class takes us to Vrindavan. And your perspective of Bhagavatam class is Krishna's perspective, Bhagavatam perspective, the Bhagavata's perspective. So there is no, that's why most of the time there is no contradiction actually. So when we put our own perspectives, then possibly there are contradictions. But when you speak Bhagavatam, you speak from the Krishna's perspective and Bhagavatam perspective. And thank you so much, Maharaj, for your wonderful association, my personal association. Whenever we met, you have been so nice and kind. And I remember last when we met, you told me to read this book on Prema Bhakti Chandrika, I think. So I feel myself not qualified yet to read such books. But as I undergo my purification, a day will come where I'll try to follow your instruction. Thank you so much, wonderful association. Keep guiding us and keep your hands up and keep blessing this tradition to continue. Thank you so much, Maharaj. All glories to your holiness.
That acknowledgement by you qualifies you now to study Prem Bhakti Chandrika. Because now you cannot afford to wait any longer. All right? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaji. We have our His Holiness Bhakteswarup Nilavan Krishna Maharaj. Yes, Maharaji, please.
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम गुरु महाराज।
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु महाराज।
माधव महाराज की जय हो। हरे तो आज पवित्र दिन हम लोग को तो कोई ध्यान नहीं था। मैं महाराज लोग के और आपका मुख से आपका गुण कीर्तन हम सुना, आपका महानता के बारे में। तो हम लोग देखे संकीर्तन में हमारा राजस्थान का जो राजा लोग है हमारा वैष्णव धर्म को अच्छे ढंग से सुरक्षित दिए हैं। जैसे भरतपुर का महाराज, जयपुर का महाराज और हमारा चित्रदुर्ग महाराज, ये लोग सब वैष्णव राजा है। वो लोग सभी वैष्णव धर्म को इतने अच्छे से प्रोटेक्शन किए क्योंकि आज भी उनका आशीर्वाद से हमारा भागवत धर्म जो है विश्व का हर देश में प्रचारित और प्रसारित हो रहा है। तो ये दृष्टि से हम लोग देखें कि हमारा महाराज भी हमारा मिशन को पूरा प्रोटेक्शन किए हैं, सुरक्षा दिए हैं। गुरु महाराज का मिशन को सुरक्षित प्रोटेक्शन किए, जो कि छोटे छोटे बच्चे हम लोग उनके सामने, बड़े भाई राजा हर दृष्टि से हमारा, तो उन्होंने हम लोग को उत्साहित किए, साथ साथ प्रोटेक्शन किए। तो ये दृष्टि से मैं महाराजों को कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। हमको हर समय ऐसा गाइड करे और उत्साहित करे जो कि गुरु महाराज का सेवा के लिए थोड़े बहुत हम काबिल बन जाओ। जय श्री श्रीमद भक्ति स्वरूप गोविंद माधव महाराज की जय हो। श्रील प्रभुपाद, श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Enough.
Maharaj. No. Maharaj Prabhu would like to glorify His Holiness Bhakteswarup Maharaj.
Dandvat Pranam Maharaj. Very, very happy Krishna consciousness birthday to you, Maharaj.
Please you all bless me that I sustain whatever blessing and little vision Guru Maharaj has inculcated in us. It's just it's a day of begging blessings of all the Vaishnavas, especially God brothers. You know, so to feel that our coming into this life, you know, it has a real purpose, and that purpose should not be overlooked, undermined, or taken as ordinary. Thank you for encouraging and blessing me. Hare Krishna.
We are indebted to you, Maharaj. You gave us the highest conceptions of the holy name of Krishna, and you kept us in the path of bhakti. So we are all indebted. I myself very indebted to you. So you gave us the purest of the thought, and highest aspirations, idealistic, everything like your preaching are a great savior for us. So you are like the one to whom by seeing us we get enthusiasm, aspirations, and idealistic approach to move in Krishna consciousness journey. And one of the example always we see that Bhaktivedanta Prabhu used to give Davanada. Sansara Davanada. We sometimes put a bucket or half a bucket of water to extinguish Davanada, the forest fire. But it is so deep. How can it go? Without the association of such a great devotee, put down for water. Put down for water like a heavy downpour of Ghanaghanatvam. Pranaya Karana Ghanaghanatvam. So the continuous associations of exalted devotees like you is very much required to sustain ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, Davana would have completely finished us. There is no doubt in it. Thank you, Maharaj, very much. We will be remain ever indebted to your associations and keep us, give us energies to sustain in Krishna consciousness in serving Srila Sripad. One of the most dear devotee, dear followers of Sri Sripad, and a guide to all of us. Thank you, Maharaj. Dhanyavad.
You have given me the lifetime agenda. So thank you for blessing me.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Amrita Mataji, please.
Pranam, Hare Krishna. If anyone wants to say, then I will speak at last.
Fine, Mataji, please go ahead.
Pranam, Shri Guru Maharaj and all the Maharajas and devotees, and Hare Krishna to everyone. And I just want to say 4 lines only, that I know the time is already very much, and that's it. कि आज जो खुशी महसूस कर रही हूँ, आज जो खुशी महसूस कर रही हूँ, उसे शब्दों में बयां कर पाना, उसे शब्दों में बयां कर पाना है मुश्किल मेरे लिए. हाँ, उसे शब्दों में बयां कर पाना है मुश्किल, क्योंकि आज है आविर्भाव दिवस. आज है आविर्भाव दिवस मेरे श्री गुरु महाराज का, जो होता है एक शिष्य के लिए सबसे विशेष और सबसे खूबसूरत दिन. परंतु हम अयोग्य, हम क्या अर्पण कर सकते हैं अपने श्री गुरु के चरणों में. तो दिल की ये ख्वाहिश थी कि श्री गुरु के गॉड ब्रदर्स आज अपने दिल के फूल, अपने हृदय के फूल अर्पण करें, और वो किया आप सबने. उसके लिए बहुत 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 धन्यवाद. वैसे तो मेरी कुछ कहने की योग्यता नहीं है, और आई डोंट नो कि मुझे क्या कहना चाहिए या नहीं, पर स्पॉन्टेनियसली जो महसूस हुआ वो कह रही हूँ. दैट आप सबने जो भी कहा श्री गुरु महाराज के लिए, दैट feel very 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 happy for that. And it's I think it's a very great, it's a great gift for my Shri Guru Maharaj, that that his god brothers are sharing their experience, their love with him. And I think कि उन्हें आप सबका साथ, एंड वो अपनी श्री गुरु को एहसास करते होंगे, क्योंकि हर शिष्य के लिए उसके श्री गुरु सबसे स्पेशल होते हैं, और उनके साथ साथ उनके गॉड ब्रदर्स. तो मैं आप सबकी तहे दिल से बहुत आभारी हूँ. एंड और मेरे श्री गुरु के महाराज के लिए मैं क्या कहूँ, क्योंकि मेरे पास कुछ शब्द नहीं है उनके लिए कहने को. मानो अंधेरे में, मानो अंधेरे में गुम रहते हैं, अंधेरे में गुम रहते हैं। हम अयोग्य, नश्वर जगत, इस भौतिक जगत के जीव। हाँ, मैं भी थी उनमें से एक जो गुम थी कहीं, पर आए जो श्री गुरु जीवन में, तो मानो रोशनी बिखेर गई चारों ओर। कह नहीं सकती, पर फिर भी ये तो कुछ भी कहो वो कम ही होता है। फिर भी मानो बस 4 लाइन कहूंगी कि ए गगन तू करना इतना गुमान, क्योंकि तुझसे भी ज्यादा असीम है मेरे श्री गुरु की कृपा। ए समुंदर तू ना इतरा इतना, क्योंकि तुझसे भी ज्यादा गहरी है मेरे श्री गुरु की सोच। ए मिट्टी, हाँ माना तेरी खुशबू है बड़ी निराली, पर उससे भी ज्यादा खुशबू है मेरे श्री गुरु के कहे हर शब्द में। हाँ, जो मेरे श्री गुरु के अमृत वाणी से महक जाता है मानो सारा संसार। फिजा में तो बाहर आती है कभी कभी, पर मेरे श्री गुरु जब कहते हैं तो मानो बाहर आ ही जाती है हमेशा ही। और चंद्रमा, माना तू देता है शीतलता, पर उससे भी ज्यादा शीतल होती है जब आते हैं मेरे श्री गुरु। हाँ, तो कहते हैं कि श्री गुरु का आविर्भाव भगवान श्री राधे श्याम की करुणा शक्ति का प्रकाश होता है, और जब श्री गुरु होते हैं प्रसन्न तो राधा कृष्ण होते हैं प्रसन्न। तो दैट्स इट। तो हर एक को यही एहसास कि हमारा हमारा जो है वो श्री गुरु की प्रसन्नता ही सब कुछ होती है। ये महसूस करना, ये एहसास करना, ये है जरूरी हर साधक के लिए कि अपने श्री गुरु में जो होते हैं परम पूज्य, पर अपने श्री गुरु में पूज्यता के साथ साथ हो प्रियता का भी भाव, क्योंकि जब होती है प्रियता तो होती है निछावर होने की भावना। सेट एंड आप सब थैंक यू एंड हरे कृष्णा and thank you to all. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for this nice and wonderful offering. Yes, Achit Keshav Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Can you hear me? Haribol?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandvat Maharaj. So, Dandvat Maharaj. Yeah, this we were not knowing, and this is our first opportunity. And it is my humble request to the devotees that you can, my proposal that from next year we can celebrate the Vyas Puja, and it will be really very wonderful service we can offer to our Guru Maharaj, that we can celebrate the Vyas Puja of our God brothers. And regarding Maharaj, we have many communications. Like many times I see you. The one thing I have noted you, the special quality is that when you speak and the person gets hypnotized, the way you speak, and so that is very, very important. And I mean to say in a positive way. And especially in devotional life, we have to learn how we can sometimes means even if things we disagree, but still we have to speak in a smiling way, in a positive way, so that person gets encouraged in going on in the devotional service. And and there are so many wonderful qualities, and and especially the class, Bhagavatam class, when you give, you encourage. When we hear your Bhagavatam class, we encourage to read more and more, and we can speak like you, because your references are for every incident you have a reference from the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. So, and like that. So, thank you very much. There are so many things to speak. But since I was not knowing and I am not prepared, but things are in the mind, so we pray that Guru Maharaj, that we should get the association of our God brother like you, because that is very, very rare in material world, and we should not take it granted, because such association are very rare, and that it help us to reach our ultimate destination. So we pray at the lotus feet, your lotus feet, that give us your blessing so that we can continue to serve Guru Maharaj's mission as per his desire and the desires of his associates. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Sanatan Bro.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you all. And on behalf of all of us, we request Govind Maharaj Ji to accept the proposal of Achit Kesu Prabhu. Yeah.
We have our Maharajas, their Vyas Puja will come first before. It should be taken in sequence, correct? So the proposal is not limited to just one person, correct? Correct, Achyut Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Hare Bol.
Yes,
Can you hear?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, we can hear.
My proposal is,
Our Bhaktivedanta Maharaj,
yeah, I think
and our Brajendra Kumar Maharaj is coming October.
Yeah, Brajan Maharaj is in October, and Brajpati Maharaj is in, I think, is in July. And there,
July.
Then
Okay.
I think so, July or something like that. And then your
I see the followers and disciples. They can arrange wherever they want to invite their spiritual master.
it is not
because it is their day.
Even God brothers, if those who are interested,
Yes,
they
yes,
can.
yes.
It's not only for
Exactly.
disciples.
We can all join. We can all join. But still, it is a day for the disciples mainly, no?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah. So that way, the coordination and everything, and someone can take the lead and do it, because God brothers are like equals, God brothers need to be served on that day. We cannot accept service from the God brothers. God brothers are to be served. So it is a prerogative of the disciples.
So for next year, Maharaj, we can celebrate all three Vyas Puja in BI Delhi, if you allow. If you give us this seva to me, so it is my humble proposal. So for all the three Vyas Puja, we'll celebrate, and I'll try to do my best to do this three program.
And when is the Vyas Puja of our Nilambar Krishna Maharaj?
Nilambar Maharaj,
What month it comes?
I will find out. I don't know.
Because
I will find out.
It's based what month? At least month and date should be known.
Okay, I'll try to find out.
I think let the disciples take the lead and prerogative. That would be more appropriate. And,
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, God brothers, wherever wherever they are, they will join and encourage them.
Yeah.
All right.
We are ready, Maharaji, but we require all our Maharaja's approval.
We approve for
Hare
Govind
Krishna.
Maharaj's Vyas Puja, but not for our Vyas Puja.
But that is the point. Our Govind Maharaji has to look in.
Yes, that is the point. Why to isolate one person?
Because you are the first Maharaji in the Bhakti Swarup tradition, as our Mother Krishna Prabhuji told.
But tradition
the
is not.
second. First after the
Tradition
first.
is not limited. Well, this year you have it's already like spread the message. So next year, your holinesses are definitely the first, and let it happen in the right day. July your holiness, in October our President Kumar Swamiji holiness, and whenever you see. But it's a great celebration for the disciples and followers. And Maharaj, you have the maximum followers, and it should be done with a great pomp. And because disciples have to feel this fervor of Vyasa Puja, the new those who joined Your Holiness and others.
Maharaj, you are reprogramming on the side.
It's a disciple's prerogative, and the God brothers will very, very happily observe
I have one proposal, Maharaj.
enthusiasm and the love of the disciple.
I have one proposal. So at least let us call all the sannyasis in our Bhayai as Maharaj instead of Swamiji.
Definitely.
And we can wait. Maharaj is not very hurry. Vyas Puja is, let everyone mature in many respects. And of course, Your Holiness is now already mature, so you can accept.
What I mean to say, it's a prerogative of the disciples.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, they
so
the disciples.
Yes. So we as God brothers, we can encourage the next generation to take this opportunity to do this as it's a great great building up of the spirit and feeling. It is non-different from feeling Krishna in dearness and also in worship. It's the concept of Bhagavatam becomes manifest on that day very vibrantly. The part of the tradition and the disciples among themselves, they can what to do. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Anyway, next year
Hare Krishna.
We can meditate on the proposal, and for at least let us release today of the blessing of having Maharaj in our is a gift for all of
Guru
us.
Maharaj.
It is Guru Maharaj's gift. Maharaj is Guru Maharaj's gift to all of us. We conclude in one sentence.
Jai.
His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Govind Maharaj is Srila Shripad's gift to all of us.
Great.
You got only one, I got so many. So many of you. So you use this gift as you want, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, this is our gift.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
You see, one thing I want to remember, I used to laugh in my class, and Maharaj used to say you should be serious in the class. But for me to not laugh is next to impossible. Right? It is very difficult to change one's nature. That is the most difficult thing, is to change oneself. But Maharaj has requested me to not laugh in the class, to be serious, which is very, very genuine and important. So, though it was very difficult in the beginning, but when you love somebody, you would like to change. And mostly nowadays, during the class, I don't laugh. So, in the question answer time, I laugh sometimes, because question answer is little, keep it little engaging and humorous way to answer the question. And sometimes, you see, I have my own spiritual genes of being little humorous. So, Guru Maharaj also used to say, Vrajapati only smiles. Seva. How Guru Maharaj chastised me is, Vrajapati only smiles. Means no seva. And we will be
a loud smile.
We will be scrambling on the ground to meet his deadline without eating, sleeping. But he would say, I am only smiling, not doing anything. So,
what an adoration.
So that is my nature. But by Maharaj's blessing, Maharaj requested me. I thought it is Maharaj is also my spiritual master, sannyas guru. So therefore, the real gift we can give to our beloved is a change in ourselves. So this serious classes I dedicate to Maharajji. I present myself as a gift to Maharajji, as a changed person, and thank Maharajji for bringing that change in me.
Reball. Yes, Maharajji, if we are done for time being, or Srikant Prabhu would like to speak. Yes, Srikant Prabhu, please.
No, I just wanted on behalf of everyone, Maharaj, give a His Holiness darshan. It should be laid there. That is possible. Also, I have sent a class by His Holiness 4 to 5 p.m. So maybe we can attend that class and hear from His Holiness out. Hare Krishna.
4 to 5 p.m. What is that?
Someone told me that in Bhagavatam BI group, just a second. Maybe Amrita Mataji can tell us. If not today, 17th November. Today is 17th November, right? 17th November, we have a सादर हृदय से आमंत्रित करते हैं सभी प्रेम भक्त को अपने हृदय के भाव के फूल उन्हें इस विशेष दिन अर्पण करें, हमें कृतज्ञ करें, कृत्य करें. तो ऐसा एक मैसेज आया था भागवतम बीआई में. तो मुझे लगा शायद महाराज जी का कोई क्लास है.
तो प्रभु जी वो प्रणाम, हरे कृष्णा. एंड मैंने ही भेजा था, आज क्लास नहीं, आज as because Shri Guru's Abhibhav Divas is today, so we plan to just render him the offering some. So that's it. So 4 to 5:30. That's
Okay, okay. I think then I misunderstood. Sorry, Maharaji, for that. Definitely, then we'll hear from His Holiness on
and
coming Friday.
and thank you so much, Prabhuji, for because it may be not possible that everyone to attend that time for you all, and you all just and you take the initiative and you just take the make this day special for our Shri Guru, for my Shri Guru Maharaj, and so I just so please accept my humble obeisance to you, and thank you very much to make this day special, because because the sharing of God brothers and what you can give him, we can't. That's a very thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Maharaji, maybe if it is okay with you, can you turn on your video?
You're speaking to Brihaspati Swamiji, correct?
Govind Maharaji, please.
What I have to speak? All my God brothers.
Turn on your video so that we all can have holy darshan of your
Oh. Well, I want to see you also. You all also turn on your video. That could be mutually acceptable. Everybody, please bless me with your vision. I want to see that you are very happily blessing me.
महाराज जी को स्पॉटलाइट कर दीजिएगा. हरे कृष्णा.
आप तो चतुर्मास का व्रत अभी चल रहा है.
वो मेरा हर हफ्ते नया चतुर्मास चालू हो जाता है महाराज जी. I always disappoint your holiness with my look. Sorry for that.
Okay, Shyamchandra Prabhu, Jai. Sanatana Goswami, and who else is okay? Our Maharaj ji. अरे बहुत महाराज द्वय. हरि बोल. अच्युत केशव जी, नीलांबर कृष्ण महाराज जी, ब्रजेंद्र कुमार महाराज जी की जय. Brihaspati Maharaj ji. Maharaj ji, today your class crossed all the limits. Time.
By your blessings.
Your class is still continuing.
Is all your blessings, Maharaj. Like Narada Muni says, Pandavas, by your blessings, they have very nice time. They lost their house, they are poisoned. Krishna. Because of being your
Krishna, you look very composed. Very composed. And who else? Okay.
Chandra.
Everybody is
Very well, very nice. Very nice. Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj.
We'll meet in Radhakund very soon, correct?
Yes, Maharaj.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you for your blessings. The words, because when they come from the heart of God brothers, it's a very novel hearing actually, because they raise the bar. That's the thing, and It just it's a real blessing that when somebody thinks about you in a particular way, and you feel that you are nowhere near there. But what to do? But if I take it as a blessing only, then I have some chance. I have hope that I can come to your expectation. So that's why I seek your genuine blessings. Guru Maharaj has blessed you all, blessed all of us. But I think you have got more blessing from Guru Maharaj than myself. And that's why I think you have greater quota of blessing than me. So on this day, since you are reminding me, so I feel privileged to beg your blessings, because you have so much more. I do feel like that you have glorified and you have loved Guru Maharaj much greater than myself. So thank you for your blessings. I feel so grateful to you all. Haribol.
Thank you, Maharaj. It's the expression of your humility. Yeah. We don't want to end, but because we need to continue our services, so we are taking leave for the day.
His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj. Maharaj is speaking something, I think, muted.
Maharaj. Yeah, Maharaj.
You are muted.
I'm saying that Maharaj, this is your class, so you conclude, please.
Yes, Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj ki
Jai.
Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami Guru
We
Maharaj
cannot
ki jai.
conclude.
Jai.
Okay.
All the
This is my class.
holiness and all the
You give me the privilege, and then again you take it away, Maharaj. So I have to again conclude again. His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj appearance day Mahotsav ki
Jai.
Jai.
all the holiness and all the would-be holinesses ki jai.
Jai.
Again you are taking my privilege.
This point we will discuss in the after tomorrow.
His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you all for joining.
Samaved Gaur Bhakti ki jai. Tai Gaur.
See you all in tomorrow's class. Hare Krishna.